Religious minorities face increasing threats in the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. This according to the State Department's annual report released today. Some say the Obama administration isn't doing enough to address these threats. Jason Calvi has more from the White House tonight.
Brian, the new report lists a wave of troubling trends. It talks about the growth of groups like Boko Haram, which has targeted Christians. It says last year they killed more people than they did in the previous 5 years combined. And then, of course, there's ISIS.
The Islamic State forces Christians in Iraq to convert, pay a tax, or die.
There's been a Christian community there for 1,600 years. Across the Nineveh Plain, church bells appealed for 1,600 years. Today, they are silent.
Secretary of State Kerry and Ambassador Saperstein presented the report today.
Our primary goal is to help governments everywhere recognize that their societies will do better with religious liberty than without it.
The report investigates religious freedom in almost 200 countries.
We've seen the images on the news of people being persecuted for their faith. What good can this report do today?
First of all, it lifts up the stories of those who are being persecuted in documented form.
But critics say the U.S. isn't doing enough for Christians in the region.
The Syriac Catholic Patriarch last week said that Christians in the Middle East feel like the West has abandoned them. How do you respond?
I could talk for hours about what is being done, the programmatic work that's being done, the relief and humanitarian work, et cetera. They're in the middle of a horrific war situation. Every day, their lives can be imperiled. There's no magic button that can fix this.
But Saperstein says the U.S. is doing its part with defense and intelligence, and he says humanitarian assistance will help Iraqi refugees stay in the Middle East.
The report covers other issues like the growth of anti-Semitism in Europe, as well as Pakistan's blasphemy laws. Today, the White House announces they're sending 90 U.S. troops to Cameroon. That's an area where Boko Haram operates. Those troops will be doing air surveillance in the region. Brian?
Jason Calvi at the White House. Thank you, Jason.